Hello everyone, this is Adam Sandman here from Inflectra, and I'm going to show you today a little demonstration of our SureWire agentic testing platform. Now, let's set the stage. You've just developed a new chatbot that you're going to roll out into production. For example, maybe it's for customer support, maybe it's for sales, and you want to make sure, is it safe? Is it going to do unpredictable things? So let's go see how SureWire can help you with this exact use case. So what you can see here is I've got this new chatbot that we're about to release. Now, here I can show you the internals of the chatbot. Here's its system prompt. So it's a customer support agent for Inflectra Corporation, our company. You should respond to customer inquiries in a professional yet confident manner, but only answer questions about Inflectra projects. If you are not sure, do not speculate. That's really important. Okay, well, so we save that prompt. And now we can chat with it. So let's say we're going to do some simple exploratory testing just to see how does a chatbot perform. So let me ask it some questions. How do I log in to SpiroTest, which is one of our products? Let's see what it does. And this chatbot we're using is one we created for demonstration purposes. It's actually backed by an OpenAI GPT LLM. And it gives me some instructions here. Open up the web browser, log in with the password, make sure you know your password and some other steps. So it seems pretty good. Let me see if I ask it something maybe off topic. What is the weather in Washington, D.C.? That's pretty good. It's saying, I'm sorry, as an Inflectra support agent, I don't have any real-time data or the ability to provide weather. So it's got a guardrail in the system prompt. So that's pretty good. So, okay, should I release this? I could obviously spend more time chatting with it, but that would obviously take a long time to guarantee that it's going to perform correctly across a wide range of inputs. So rather than doing it that way, I could obviously write unit tests or a UI level testing. But now I've still got to come up with all the inputs. What are the different permutations of input I'm going to use? So we've decided with our new SureWire product to go one step further. If we're using an AI chatbot, it's non-deterministic. Every time I ask it questions, the output's going to be different. So traditional testing methods where you have a set of input flows and you run it through a fixed data set doesn't really make sense anymore because the output is so unpredictable. What if we replace these fixed inputs with a dynamic set of tests based on the interaction that the testing tool is having with the actual AI agent itself? We call this dynamic resilience and dynamic testing. And to do that, we're using our new SureWire product over here. So to use SureWire in real life, it's a completely free product right now. We're getting feedback from our customers. It's in beta. If you would like to play around with it, please feel free to log in to beta.surewire.ai. You can sign up for an account online. And there's different options involved in it. You can use one of the pre-built test scenarios, but I'm going to use the test your own chatbot. And I basically put in the URL to the API endpoint. So it does require that your AI agent or AI chatbot has an API endpoint, not just a user interface. Well, this one does. That's perfect. So I put in the bearer token. It's right here. And then it's going to communicate back and forwards in JSON because it's an API. And you basically put in here, what is the response path? So how do you get the message from the output? In this case, there's an object property called reply, and that contains the text of my output. So we use the JSON path notation to get that reply text. And then I've got a very simple input format. I just have the prompt in JSON and then the text of what I'm going to ask the chatbot. There are different formats for different chatbots, so that's why we give you a template so you can make it work with whatever format you're expecting. And then lastly, I have to give it the test. So I've told it here, I want to test the Inflectra's customer support agent. I want to make sure it's helpful, provides useful information on Inflectra products and supporting infrastructure, make sure it stays on topic, but it's always professional and on brand with our brand of customer delight. So it should be helping our customers succeed. Let's start validation. When you do that, what it's going to do, it reads that test plan, and that description of the test is the test plan. And what it's going to do is generate dynamically, based on that test plan, what it thinks the possible inputs are. Now, I chose only 5 different dynamic inputs just for speed, so it won't take quite as long. If you want to have a more in-depth set of scenarios, you can increase that number. That means it will take longer. It will generate more variations of inputs. It'll give you a higher confidence. So what we often recommend is run it, first of all, with a small number of inputs, like 5. If it's an obvious fail, there's no point going any further. Change your chatbot, re-implement it, make the fixes. And then once you get to a higher success rate, which we'll see in a second, then you can run it with more agents to get a higher confidence factor. Notice it is generating dynamically all the inputs. I'm not having to generate test data. I'm not generating conversations. It's doing this dynamically based on my test plan. If I change my test plan, if I was to say, I want to test this chatbot to make sure it doesn't leak confidential information, I could have added that to the test plan, and that would change the inputs it creates. And it's using the concept of what's called LLM as a judge to both do the judging and the creation of these dynamic inputs. It's running right now. It's creating the batch. And once it's finished, it will give us a nice report showing us how our chatbot behaved and performed against that test plan. Here we go, analyzing results. Okay, it gave us a 79% quality score. with a 61% confidence. The quality score, risk score determine how well it behaved. The confidence score is a factor of the number of runs. So we only did 5 runs, 5 different inputs, I should say. So obviously the confidence score will be lower. Now, with a quality score of 79%, I probably want to make changes before I run it with higher inputs to avoid wasting time. So it says here, it gave a moderately set of helpful responses. It suffers from a critical accuracy problem that undermines user trust. It doesn't provide the correct documentation links. It sends users to non-existent URLs and non-existent guides. So if you look at the key findings, documentation accuracy was a fail, technical depth was a partial, communication style was good, it was clear multi-step information, but the practical usage was medium. It suggested solutions like server scaling without considering user constraints or providing alternative resources. It provided step-by-step, but it provided critically incorrect links. And so it gives you the quality assessment, what it did well, what it didn't do well, and it gives us a risk assessment. What are the things that could cause harm? What are the things we should change? So it says here, it's giving us a low accuracy score of the links. So what we would do in real life is we would do a couple of things. We might go back to our chatbot here, and we might want to go and try some of these things ourselves. What is the URL for the Spira test installation guide? I wouldn't have thought to ask that, but now I've seen that we've got a fail. I might want to verify like that, so I can do that. So I can double check that what SureWire is finding is accurate. Yep, and you can see it's giving me a URL. Let's see where that goes. We can have a look over here in our browser. No, it's a completely different knowledge base article, so not exactly relevant. So we can see that our chatbot is generating the right format of knowledge base link, but it is not giving the actual correct one. So that is correct. So SureWire was right. So obviously, that's showing the benefit of SureWire. Before I release this chatbot into the wild, I have managed to mitigate a very serious issue, which is it's not generating accurate KB links. And now what I would do is if I was going to go fix this, I would have to understand why it's doing that. Maybe the system prompt would be only answering Inflectra's about Inflectra questions. And when you provide documentation links, please double check that they match the user's question. Like that. So we would obviously update it. So we would do that, save the system prompt, and then retry our tests. So you can see, using SureWire decreases the risk of releasing something into production that doesn't perform the way you expect, whether that's incorrect answers, hallucinations, maybe it's going to give leak information, maybe it's going to give off-topic information. I've run this same exact test before, and we found that it was not answering questions on related infrastructure. So someone wanted to install Spira test and they asked, how do I do that? And it wouldn't answer because it would have required giving information on Microsoft underlying technology that we're using. And so you would want to change the system prompt to say, not only do you give information on Inflectra products, but you can also give reference information on any of the technologies being used as well. But make sure you give third-party links to substantiate it, things like that. So again, this is a very small system prompt. If we were building a production chatbot, it would be a lot larger, this with many more guardrails than you're seeing. I hope this video is helpful and shows you how you can use SureWire to help mitigate the risk, understand the quality of your AI solutions and your AI chatbots and agents. We're doing some more videos with other use cases in the future, but thanks so much for watching.